Hi everyone, Al DeMarco here, and this is going to be your Saturday video report. 7-3 run with my tournament plays, and I have a free selection on the Kentucky-Wisconsin over/under coming your way in just a moment. Plus a free play in the NBA on the game between the Grizzlies and the Washington Wizards. This, of course, being Saturday, you know the deal. Each and every Saturday for over 3.5 years, I've given you a money-saving discount coupon code that can save you potentially hundreds of dollars off your total purchase, and today is no different. You can save 24% off your total purchase price by using coupon code 24%, 24, and then spell out the word percent, P-E-R-C-E-N-T. That will save you 24%, and it's a mix and match coupon, guys. That means you can use it for any combination of handicappers, picks, and or packages. The only stipulation, it's a one-time usage coupon, which means you've got to put everything in your shopping cart at one time. You can't come in early and buy somebody's big play for the early game between Duke and Michigan State, and then come back later, 3 hours later, and get the late play between Wisconsin and Kentucky. Everything in your shopping cart at one time to maximize your savings. And remember, if you happen to be in the middle of a long-term package with a particular handicapper, let's say you have 5 days left of a particular handicapper on a 30-day package, and you want to buy another 30-day package, you can do so. It'll give you 35 total days then, because it'll be added onto your remaining balance of your current package. Not only will you save 24%, but if you have any instant rebates, they are applicable as well. And that's the reason I do this coupon every single Saturday, in order for you to maximize your savings. As I've said many times here on the video, you know, about 80-85% of the customers are wrapped up in at least one long-term package with various handicappers here at the site. And should you ever have any questions, you can always contact customer service. Half price play of the day, Scott Delaney, first ever 150 dime college basketball release in his 12 years here as a charter member of this site. I think that says it all. Duke and Michigan State. And remember, Delaney is the guy who is 79-51 with a couple of pushes along the way with his 100 dime normal max wager releases over the past 4 years in all sports, and with 50 dime plays or higher. We're talking his best bets, okay? 50 dime plays or higher. The past 4 years, $10 bettors have made almost $42,000. First ever 150 dime college play in his 12 years at the site. It's half price simply by using coupon code HALF. FYI, Brian Rosica, who has his 100 dime max winner number 10 out of 12 going, is on the same side of the Duke-Michigan State contest. And you know what, guys? I also see Jeff Fenton, who's going for winning day number 8 out of 10, has a 100 dime play on Michigan State and Duke for you as well. And if you'll give me 1 minute, I will tell you if it's on the same side of this particular game. Hold on. We look here. It's not that easy. You got to go into the back door of the site, which is a pain in the ass. No, Benton's on the opposite side. So there you go. Rosica and Benton on the opposite side of Delaney. Delaney, I should say, is on the same side as Rosica, and Benton is on the opposite side of that particular contest. So anyway, your other coupons, etc. Oh, Shawn Michaels, 100 dime a max wager release, and you know how deadly he's been with them in the NFL the past 5 seasons. He has one on the late game between Wisconsin and Kentucky. Last 100 dimer was Duke, holding on for that miraculous cover against Utah. Remember that a couple of weekends ago. And you get it for, what is the discount? I got to look that up. You save $60 off the purchase price. $60 off the purchase price by using coupon code Sean. And Sean has made his followers, $10 bettors, over the past 24 months, a little over $18,000 with his plays. And of course, he's not an everyday handicapper. He comes in and out, and he only releases a play when he actually sees a game that he is personally betting on. All the other discounts, coupons, etc., are over on the homepage. Let's talk about this game here between Kentucky and Wisconsin. You've got a total sitting there at 131. Now, listen, we know what happened last year when the Wildcats won 74-73 when Aaron Harrison hit a three-pointer with like 5.5 seconds to go in that game. But, you know, these are two different, well, we have one different team here. Let me correct myself. One different team. The Badgers are basically the same exact team. This is a veteran, senior-laden squad led by Frank Kaminsky and Decker, etc. Jackson at the point now back after a couple of games after missing all those games because of the foot injury. So they are in essence the same exact team. But Kentucky is a different team, guys. Let's remember, you know, last year Willie Cauley-Stein did not play because he suffered a sprained ankle in the previous game. Now, the importance there of having a 7-footer that has the athleticism to float out on the outside to bottle up Kaminsky when he drifts out to the perimeter is so key. And of course, the other player is Karl-Anthony Towns, who has the size and the bulk to play down low, which is going to make any work in the paint pretty damn difficult for anyone on Wisconsin. And keep in mind that he's coming off a 25-point performance on 10 of 13 shooting against Notre Dame, as Coach Cal kind of lit a fuse under him after he had a couple of so-so games. I also find it kind of interesting, though, that last year, Wisconsin put 73 points on the board, and yet Kaminsky only had 8 of them. 8 points, right? So going into last year's game, if you think back, if I had told you that Kaminsky would score 8 points, would the Badgers score 73? You would have bet everything in the world against it because you just wouldn't have thought it would happen. Now, in terms of Wisconsin, you tell me which team we're going to have here today. Is it going to be the team that jumped out to the 10-2 lead against Arizona? Is it going to be the team that was down, I think, 33-30 maybe at halftime against Arizona? Or the team that scored 55 points in the second half against Arizona to win that game 85-78? Again, we're talking about the total here. It's 131 points. We know that the Wildcats are number 1 in field goal defense in the country, holding foes to just 35.2 points percent a game. We know that they're number 3 in points allowed at 53.9. They're number 2 in three-point defense at 26.7% allowed. They're number 2 in block shots at almost 7 blocks a game. And we know how they struggled offensively against Notre Dame, a team that wants to run the floor. So you're looking at 131 points, and you have to immediately say to yourself, hey, is this going to be a 65-60 game? Because that's an under, right? Can you see either one of these teams getting to 70 points? Can you see a 70-65 game, which is normally, obviously, going to be the over? No. I think you got to ride the under in this particular contest. So I would take Kentucky and Wisconsin to stay under the total in this game because, listen, with Kentucky's defense and with their athleticism, you got to wonder whether or not Wisconsin is going to get many open looks in this game. And as we have seen, Kentucky is not exactly the greatest offensive team here. You know what I mean? They are offensively challenged more often than not. And let's face it, just like going into the Notre Dame, when I pointed out in that game, they're not a team that's attuned to playing high-scoring games just by the nature of playing in the SEC. They don't play many teams that like to play up-tempo, and it's not that Wisconsin likes to play up-tempo either. They do have a good inside-outside game and a good pick-and-roll using Kaminsky, but again, I think you have to play the under in this particular contest. Now, the other game is going to be in the NBA, where the Memphis Grizzlies are a 7.5-point favorite at home against Washington. It was just a week ago the Grizzlies had lost 3 straight games, and everybody was starting to panic. But then they had a 3-day vacation, which is so unusual at this late stage of the season. And they've responded because they hammered the Kings by 14 Monday night at home, and then they took care of the Thunder 100-92. So obviously not having to play Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you had a refreshed team coming out here, not the team that got blown out at San Antonio last Sunday, not the team that looked somewhat morose in beating the Kings on Monday night. And you have a team here with Memphis that is tied with Houston atop the Southwest Division, both of them battling for the number 2 playoff seed in the Western Conference. So they are certainly motivated. Now, the Wizards have lost 9 in a row in Memphis, okay? March 12th meeting, Wizards won at home big time, but keep in mind, Gasol, Randolph, Tony Allen, Mike Conley, none of them played. The first 3 were given a day off. The 4th, Connolly, was injured. Now, Allen may not play today because he's been sidelined recently because of an ankle injury. But I think Memphis is certainly motivated because of its battle with Houston. And it's not a matter of revenge here. It's a matter of Memphis is playing with a little confidence again, once more playing at home. I like the fact that how good Marc Gasol looked last night. He particularly looked refreshed in last night's game against Thunder. Had one of his best games in quite a while. 19 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks, 2 steals. But hey, after the 3-day break, keep in mind, before that, the Grizzlies had played like 22 games in a 37-day stretch. You look at the Wizards, they have taken care of business against the 76ers and the Knicks the past couple of nights. You and 5 other guys could beat the 76ers and the Knicks on back-to-back nights too. The Wizards rested Paul Pierce and Nene last night. who knows who the Wizards are going to play here in this game, because it means nothing to them. They clinched their playoff berth earlier this week. It's a nothing game. Far more important for the Grizzlies. And you look at the Wizards, who have just been dreadful on the road, 2-12 in their last 14 on the highway. I'm going to go with Memphis minus the points as your other complimentary play. That'll do it, guys. Best of luck to you all. And I'll talk to you again on Easter Sunday when we do this again.